Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gran Turismo 6 No Money Challenge. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I recommend you watch those before watching this one. Anyways, I welcome you back to the world of Gran Turismo 6. Well guys, we did it. We've reached International A territory. Once we start this, there's no going back. And out of its fair selection of events, I'm gonna do World Circuit Tour to see if I have what it takes to go up against race cars. But not in the AMG Vision GT, no. Instead, we're gonna be doing it in the high-end performance G37. Because if I can go up against race cars in this, then I can definitely go up against race cars in the AMG. Anyways, the first race is at Twin Ring Motegi, so let's see how I do. Starting off strong in the G37, the first corner came around and I immediately overtook the Mazda 6. Then I got onto the first straight and luckily I was able to slipstream, which allowed me to catch up to the Impreza rally car and overtake it on the braking zone. And then I managed to catch up to the Corolla rally car and I overtook it on the straight. The next corner came around and I managed to easily beat Muka PL in the Peugeot 206 rally car. On the next corner, I was able to overtake the Celica rally car, and then I did some off-road activities to overtake the S2000 LM, which worked by the way, and then I did the same to overtake another Impreza and the Lancer rally cars, which also worked, allowing me to climb up to 6th place. And then it took me very long to catch up to the 205 rally car. I even tried using some off-road activities, but no luck. It took me so long to catch up to it, in fact, that it wasn't until halfway through the second lap that I was able to overtake it. I mean, this section isn't really the halfway point of the track, but you know what I mean. And now to get to the podium. I used the same strategy from the previous lap, and it actually worked, allowing me to catch up to the Renault Megane a bit. And then I used the same strategy on this corner and this corner. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to catch up to the Renault Megane before the end of the second lap. Just like the Peugeot, it wasn't until this corner that I was able to catch up to it. Except this time, it wasn't quite enough to overtake it. But then I tried again to overtake it on this corner and actually succeeded this time. Also, a bit off topic, but I'm not even trying to hide the fact that I'm not a clean racer. And I don't know why these challenge run YouTubers, like for example Duff7, keep pretending that it's quicker when it's clearly not. Also, hey, we managed to overtake the Camaro race car, which is good for me as I'm now in the podium. As for the 155 and the Calibra, I wasn't able to catch up to them by the end of the third lap. There isn't really any dialogue here. Anyways, now that I made it to this section of the track again, I used off-road activities to try to catch up to the 155 and overtake it, and as you'd expect, it worked flawlessly. And now the only thing standing between me and first place is the Vauxhall Calibra, which I tried to overtake but failed. I tried again on the next corner and succeeded this time. And then I had to hold off the Calibra for the rest of the lap, which was easier said than done. And it wasn't until this section of the track where I managed to build a decent gap over the Calibra and the 155. And I did so much off-road activities that I was able to build a 3-second lead over the Calibra and the 155 and to also win the race. I don't know why I keep mentioning the stars I get even though nobody gives a shit. The second race is at, and I'm already overtaking the Corolla and the 206 before I could even finish that sentence. What I wanted to say before getting briefly interrupted is the second race is at Brands Hatch, a track that I'm a master of driving at this point, given how many races I've done on it. Anyways, I managed to overtake the Toyota Altezza on this corner, and then I overtook Selena Gomez apparently in the CZ3 rally car. On the next corner, this C West Razzo Silvia was driving quite slow, so I used that opportunity to overtake it. And same goes for the Impreza rally car, which I managed to overtake at this downhill section. As for the Super Autobox Apex, I wasn't able to overtake it until the second lap started. I used the cornering strategy to try to overtake it, but failed. I tried to overtake it again using the cornering strategy, and that actually worked. As for the 205, I wasn't able to overtake it until I got to the more technical part of the track. And then on the third lap, it took me a while to catch up to the 190E touring car, but once I did catch up, it was very easy to overtake it. And just like that, I managed to climb up to 5th place. But with the Autobox Garaya in front of me, I might be able to make that 4th place. And so I tried to catch up to the Garaya using the cornering strategy, but that wasn't enough. Or so I thought, as I was able to overtake it on the very next corner. And now that I'm looking at the podium, I've realized there's 2 Calibras in this race. And of course, the Vauxhall Calibra has to be the OP one. Anyways, I'm trying to catch up to the Calibra and the Lancer as the 4th lap starts. I tried to overtake on the downhill, but the Calibra said no. I tried to overtake it again on the braking zone, and it ended up being a yes this time. And now the only thing standing between me and 1st place is... Aw shit, here we go again. As it turns out, at this point, the Vauxhall Calibra has almost completely zoomed off. But it's no big deal, as I managed to catch up to it on this braking zone and this braking zone. And then I overtook it on the start-finish straight before the 5th lap started. Although the Calibra was competitive, it still didn't stop me from taking the win. The 3rd race is at Daytona Road Course. The braking zone came around and I managed to overtake the Mazda 6 touring car again. Then on the next one, I managed to overtake the Impreza rally car. And then on this speed section, the Corolla rally car was no match for the G37. Then on this 180-degree corner, I managed to overtake I Like Cars from the Tuning Village tournament, and then managed to overtake the C West Razzo Silvia on the next corner. And then on this test course corner, the Super Rally car wasn't super enough to stop me from overtaking it. Then on this braking zone, I did some off-road activities and somehow got away with it, and also managed to overtake the 205 rally car. And then on the second lap, after some more off-road activity shenanigans, I managed to catch up to the Renault Megane and the Impreza rally car. And then I overtook both of them on the braking zone thanks to slipstream and good driving. Same goes for the 190E, which is no match for my G37's cornering abilities. On the next corner, I managed to overtake the Lancer and managed to do a 180 faster than Bruno Mars's opinion on women. What? I don't know. Anyways, after more off-road activities, I was able to catch up to the 150. And if you're wondering how, one word: slipstream. And I overtook it. But then it overtook me back, but then I managed to overtake it back. I said I managed to overtake it back. There we go. and I also smacked into the Calibra for a second, which did nothing but make the race more difficult for me. And then I managed to catch up to the Calibra on this annoying 180-degree corner. But unfortunately for me, it wasn't quite enough to overtake it. Same for the next corner, where I tried to overtake but failed horribly at it. Then we entered the test course corner, and luckily, I was able to slipstream, which did absolutely nothing. But that's okay, cause I was able to overtake it on the next braking zone. And after that, I was able to finish with a safe victory. The fourth race is at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. You can instantly see that I managed to overtake the Mazda 6. And then in the middle of the speed section, I managed to overtake the Impreza, and then I also managed to overtake the 206 rally car on the inverted corkscrew. Then on this part of the speed section, I managed to overtake the Altezza, and hey look, Selena Gomez in the CZ3 is back at it again. Anyways, this semi-chicane came around and I managed to catch up to the Super Rally car. And then I overtook it on the next corner. And even though it took me 1/3 of the lap to catch up, the Super Autobox Apex wasn't too difficult to overtake either. Same goes for the 205 rally car right in front of it. Well, it looks like things are working in my favor, as I've already managed to climb up to 6th place. And immediately after I said that, it took me over a lap to catch up to an opponent, which was the R5 Turbo Rally car, which may or may not appear in a future Gran Turismo 7 update. Now let me introduce you to something which I'd like to call the GT40 corner. Get it? Cause I'm cheating. Which allowed me to catch up to the Camaro race car a bit without actually having to put in effort. Work smart, not hard. The inverted corkscrew allowed me to catch up even more, and so did this semi-chicane. And now we are off to catch up to the 155, the RS200 rally car, and the absolute nightmare that is the Vauxhall Calibra, to which I wasn't able to catch up until I did the GT40 corner. And even that didn't do much in terms of trying to catch up. And I also did some more inverted corkscrew shenanigans to try to catch up, and some more semi-chicane craziness, or I don't know how to fucking call it, which allowed me to catch up to the 155 on this corner and to overtake it on the next one. And then 1/3 of the lap later, and I'm trying to overtake the RS200 rally car, and I succeeded due to it going wide. And as for the Calibra, it may be fast, but it's no match for the GT40 corner. And thanks to the GT40 corner, I was able to breeze through the rest of the race. And even though I had to do some cock-blocking shenanigans, all I had to do was take the GT40 corner again and problem solved. Either way, I won the race. Bruh. Forget the pink Vitz, we have the pink S2000 LM. Anyways, the fifth and the final race is at Ascari Race Resort. The first corner came around and god damn it, did the Mazda 6 not learn its lesson already? Also, whatever I just did allowed me to overtake the 206, so good for me. And then on this corner, I managed to overtake the pink S2000 LM. The next section of the track came around and hi Selena. And then on this corner, the Super Rally car was once again not super enough to stop me from overtaking it. Then the straight came along and I gotta say, the Super Autobox may just be the slowest GT300 in this game. And the Garaya, while not as slow, can still be faster than it is. I just pissed off my entire Super GT audience just by saying that. Anyways, I managed to overtake the S15 and the Lancer Evo 9 touring car alongside the R5, and that's basically it. What? Did you expect me to say something else? Anyways, if you're wondering, nothing much happened on lap 2 other than me struggling to keep up with the 155. Anyways, lap 3 starts and I managed to immediately overtake the 155. And now I have to catch up to the RS200 and the Camaro, which took an awfully long time. And I don't want to have to bore you with that, so let's skip ahead to lap 4. The first corner came around, and after some more off-road activity tomfooleriness, I finally managed to gain my well-deserved first place. And I had no problems with keeping it and winning the race, and earned my well-deserved 69,000 credits. Now I know I can't use it in this challenge, but it's a worthy mention. And yeah, that's World Circuit Tour. Now this would usually be the part where I do the next event, but the World Circuit Tour event alone made the video already long enough on its own. So I guess I'll leave that for next episode. But hey, at least now we know that I'm able to compete against race cars.